Hello?
What's up, man?
Mr. Cameron, what's the word, man?
How you feeling, man?
Cannot complain.
You know what? Every time I would see you out, you was like, Ryan, when I got something going on, we can talk. Remember all those
I
conversations we
know.
had?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
When I got something going on, we could talk. Man,
Oh, yeah.
you got something going on.
Finally, I guess so.
Finally, how you feeling about all of this, man? I mean, Atlanta, let's just talk the concert first, and then we'll talk movie. But Atlanta, when it was first announced that it was going to be in Centennial Olympic Park, they could not believe that was going to happen there. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was a great thing. I was actually amazed that it. We did 3 nights. We actually never in our career have done 3 nights in a row anywhere. So it just said that the city was with it. They ready, and I just thought it was kind of like a great thing to say. Hey, man, we remember. We remember Outkast.
You know what's funny about it, though, man, is like I'll throw in little bits and pieces here and there, man, just to make people, and then just to see if they'll catch it. Like when the Falcons beat the Saints, I said, you know what? And then there was a guy standing on the middle of the street with his shirt off, talking about, now who else want to mess with Northside Drive?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
For the oldies.
yeah, everybody caught down when they was like, wow, man, that's a cash shout out. Like I slipping in there every now and then.
That's right.
Hey, 3 nights. How do you think the show has progressed since starting out in Coachella? Because I read the Rolling Stone interview and the GQ stuff. How do you think you are, how you feeling right now walking out on that stage, come back to the ATL?
It's going to be, it should be interesting because we've been doing it, for about 4 or 5 months now. So it's kind of like you get used to it in a way. It's not as, definitely not as hard as that first Coachella night. It was kind of like, when you haven't done anything in a long time and, things just wasn't right for me. And so I think with with us doing it for so long, for like 4 or 5 months now, we kind of do it every other weekend with each festival. So it's kind of not as hard, and it's it's kind of second nature a little bit. So coming back home should be fun. I know as long as the crowd is fun, we should have a good time.
Oh, we're gonna have a good time, man. I was saying, whoever steps out there in the beginning should just step right up to the mic and just see if ATL is in the building. Just go, ATL, ho.
Oh yeah, that's gonna get it going.
And then that'll get it going. Hey, let me talk a little movie, man. I mean, screening all is by my side. I said I wanted to do something like how Discovery does Shark Week. I wanted to make sure that we did like an Outcast Week, so counting it down and screening the movie over the Regal Atlantic. A lot of people very excited, man, about the fact that, first of all, that you said yeah, because I heard that you were like really, really turning it down. Like, when did you say, okay, man, I am going to take on this role?
I think it was a combination of John Ridley, the director. He was just really persistent on it. I could tell even from our first meeting, he came to Atlanta and, we sat down. He said, hey, I'm going to make this movie and I want you to play it, and at that point, I knew he was serious about it. And of course, I had my little reservations here and there, but, in the end, after us getting on the phone and 2 or 3 times and going back and forth, just, kind of one day I was just, kidding with Seven. Seven's my son.
Right.
And we were just kind of joking about it. And I said, man, should I do it? And he was like, yeah, go and do it. So, that kind of gave me a little boost. And it was a great time in my life. It was a great distraction, something for me to focus on, too, something for me to be a part of. And, it's the legacy of Hendrix in a way, too. So I just didn't want to – I knew I would have to focus on it. I knew I wouldn't want to mess the God story up.
Right. It's Ryan Kevin Morning Show at Wanda Smith, talking to André 3000, 3 shows this weekend in Centennial Olympic Park, talking All Is By My Side, the biopic about Jimi Hendrix. And it goes like early 60s, before Jimi Hendrix is famous, before he has that confidence. And I think a lot of people are going to be surprised by that part of the film. Isn't that kind of where we are with the movie?
It's really about what made him, the people that supported him, the people that kind of nurtured him to help him get there. And it happens in a lot of artists' career. You can look at old Outkast tape, you can look at old Beyonce tape, old Kanye tape. It's kind of like you kind of start from this like little bitty dream, and then you get on stage, and sometimes you're nervous, and you have to build, that performing confidence. You have to even be confident in what you're doing, and sometimes it takes years. And I mean, even for someone that we know as a guitar god like Hendrix, you look at his early footage, like in Paris, and he wasn't as confident,
Right.
the moves weren't, the same. So even for him, like a person who didn't like his voice, he didn't even want to be the front man in the band. He just wanted to be the guitarist to start off. And I think this movie is really showing you that, it starts somewhere. Like no one, well, maybe there's some people that just jump on the stage and they just superstars from the jump, but some of us have to work at it. And, Hendrix was one of them. And I think this movie will show, the two women that was in his life, him going to London, how much that meant to him. London was jumping. It was swinging 60s. So, he was meeting new people, new sounds. He'd never played through an amp that loud before. So it was all these people. He was meeting Eric Clapton, people that he looked up to. So it was like a really, really, really exciting time in his life. And I think this movie is really important because we get to see that before we go into all the YouTube footage that we've seen,
right.
Him being really confident and burning the guitar and all that kind of stuff. He'd actually practiced that. That wasn't the first time he'd done it before. So
okay.
People don't know that kind of stuff, but, nobody's perfect. Everybody grows, and I think it's the human side of Hendrix more than anything.
We're talking to Andre 3000 right now, getting ready for a weekend of Outkast, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Centennial Olympic Park, sold-out shows every night, talking movies, talking music. The one question that people always ask me is like, why does Andre just poke his head out every now and then he'll appear on the track and shock everybody, and then he'll go back inside? Like, was that by design, man?
No, I mean, it's not really by design. It's really, I just kind of move, whichever the way the wind blowing, and sometimes artists reach out and they say, hey, we want you on this song, and I love it. And if I can write to it, I get on it. I mean, everybody knows if I can write to it, I'm with it.
Right.
I mean, there have been songs that I've loved that I wanted to be on. Like, I mean, for example, like Bands That Make Y'all Dance. I was supposed to be on the remix, but I just couldn't, I couldn't conjure up something that I really liked on it. So I just kind of let it go. But it's kind of one of those things where, if I'm moved by it and I can do something that I feel is cool, I do it, and that's pretty much how my career has always been. So it's not like it's a strategic plan to kind of like jump in and out in that way.
And you talk about your relationship with Seven, and I say one of the best things about having a son is that I can bounce things off of him. He'll tell me yay or nay, even though I make up my own mind. But how much credibility do you give him when you say hey, what do you think about this when you record something? Do you let him hear it? And if he says nah, Dad, that ain't it, do you actually go back and change it?
Well, no, I hadn't really gotten that from him, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I trust his ear a lot because he has a great ear on his own. I can tell it. We actually sit and we debate songs. We talk about what's cool and what he thinks is cool, what I think is cool. He'll tell me what he hates, and sometimes we agree on a lot of things. Sometimes we won't, but for the most, he has a great ear for some reason. When he was younger. It's funny. I got to tell you the story.
Okay.
When he was young, he had to be about 8 years old, and he said, Dad, you know what I want to be? He said, I want to be a hype man. That's all I want to be. And he said, I want to be Ludacris's hype man. I don't know. He used to love Ludacris, and he was like, man, I just want to back him up. That's all I want to do. And I was like, all right. Well, I said, well, by the time you get up there, man, I said, I don't know what Ludacris going to be doing. But, he's always been in the music. In that kind of way. So when he has his opinion about stuff, I listen to it. He turned me on to stuff. So,
right. Well, that's good then.
Yeah.
When people look at, and I always say, I remember Ray and watching Jamie Foxx get off that bus. And even though I knew him and we kind of did a lot of things together, I mean, once he came off that bus, he was no longer Jamie Foxx. I looked at him as being Ray and never looked back at him at any other way. Is that how you want people to picture you? Like, when you really got into it, do you feel like you pulled it off where people are going to see Jimi Hendrix?
Yeah, well, I hope so. I mean, you have to go see the film to check it out. We've been getting great responses, and, a lot of people have been saying, that's what they see. A lot of times when we were even making the movie, and I would be in the makeup trailer, getting my hair rolled up in rollers to do certain parts, and we had, like, pictures around of Hendrix and pictures around of myself just to make sure that we were keeping the days consistent.
Right.
Sometimes they would get them mixed up, which let me know that we were kind of going the right direction.
Wow.
And, I've just heard, people that have gone to see the movie, they were in it. So I just hope that we did Jimmy a great service, and that's really all I'm concerned about.
That's all that matters, man. I mean, 30 seconds here. I want to talk about Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Cool.
It's a great weekend. I mean, there are, we got about 1 million folks, listening right now. They hadn't heard you in a while other than on a verse. I'm just going to let you close it out, man. Tell them what they're going to see Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, because I know it's going to be just Dungeon family thick.
Well, I can't really give away everything, but it's going to be interesting all 3 days. All 3 days will be different. Closing with Outkast. I mean, you'll get all the hits that you've known and loved. Hopefully, you get them in a new way. We should have fun. You never know what it's going to be. You never know how the show is going to go until you jump out on the stage, to be honest. So hopefully we'll have a good time.
Oh, we're going to have a good time, man, because them tickets sold out in like 5 seconds, bro.
Oh, yeah. And, man, I just got to say thank y'all to Atlanta because that really meant a lot. Just the support, to know and just to know where the city has come from. And I know when we first started, people really didn't have their eyes on Atlanta or the South, in general. And so I'm just happy to see it come full circle because right now, Atlanta is pretty much influencing the whole world.
Right.
And that's everybody. I'm talking about we were in like Norway and Japan, and you got producers that make trap music that ain't even know nothing what trap is, don't even know what that is.
Right.
So what I'm just saying is it's important now that it's full circle and people are respected in a certain way. And, we're just having fun and having our own say in it. So thank y'all. Thank y'all for supporting the band, and we're going to have fun.
There you go. I'm going to end it right here. It is going down, man. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All Is By My Side opens Friday in theaters around the world, so make sure you check it out. Andre 3000, Andre Ben Hameen, represent Tri-City ATL to the fullest, man.
Yes, sir.